And my partner here from Enterprise Engagement Alliance, Bruce Bolger, will be going through most of the work. Let me tell you a little bit about Omni's Wall Street Advantage. Our website is wallstreetadvantage.com. We propose that we provide internships and opportunities for students to get access to Wall Street opportunities as an analyst, as a portfolio manager, or future internships. A special welcome to those of you from Wall Street Diversity Accelerator. John Barr, my classmate from Harvard Business School, has put together a great program, and we've worked together to recruit a number of you into that particular program. And one of your speakers from Blueprint 360 has registered for this as well. One of the most inspiring stories I've heard in a long time about their career. So I hope Charles is here. And if you are, thank you very much for attending. Wall Street Advantage is geared towards providing opportunity for those who haven't had it or who don't know where to go. And we direct you into other internships and opportunities elsewhere. But partnering with Bruce Bolger, we've created this particular research internship for you. Our goal is to create the analysts and activists for the next generation. Analysts and activists. A lot of talk about ESG. We're promoting ESG analysis and research. We promote diversity within it. If any of you, especially in WSDA, need an internship beyond the WSDA internship, you should put that in the chat room as well and shoot me a resume and we can see what we can do. We have other research opportunities that we will talk about towards the end, but I don't want to take any more time. I want to give the floor to Bruce Bolger, who will explain more about the Stakeholder Capitalism Society and the particular internship program that we put together. Bruce, the floor is yours.
Well, thank you very much. And it's a real pleasure to introduce this concept of stakeholder capitalism to students, and some of you've chatted, welcome, and it's nice to meet you. So hopefully you see my screen, and the concept of stakeholder capitalism and the Stakeholder Capitalism Society. It's a group for students seeking to promote and participate in an emerging approach to capitalism that focuses on people and sustainability, and which is going to create many business opportunities or career opportunities for you. And stakeholder capitalism creates returns for shareholders by creating value for employees, customers, supply and distribution chain partners, communities, and the environment. And what I'm going to cover here in a New York Minute is an emerging field, the specific opportunities for you. There's no money involved in any of this. It's all, of course, free of charge. And we'll share with you all of the specific opportunities. But first, who are we? The Enterprise Engagement Alliance was founded in 2008, and it's a nonpartisan organization dedicated to promoting the principles of stakeholder capitalism through outreach and education, effective human capital reporting, and implementation advisory services. And the Omni Research Group, that some of you already know, provides research services for investors and other groups interested in environmental, social, and governance, or ESG, and diversity, equity, and inclusion. And these are perhaps terms you already know. And stakeholder capitalism is the new buzzword for that. And it's being adopted by major organizations, as you're going to see. So the benefits of joining the Student Society, it's the opportunity to access free ongoing information and learning on this field, and the businesses offering career opportunities, and I'm just checking the time here, in finance, human resources and marketing, sales and community development. No matter what area of business you want to go into, the principles that you'll be able to learn about human capital management and enterprise engagement will put you in good stead. It's also the opportunity to apply for and participate in a pilot paid internship in conjunction with the Omni Wall Street Advantage program that's being launched this summer. And it's a project that gets you part of a program to help us identify companies for quality and human capital reporting awards, which I'll explain a little bit more about in a minute. But this is companies more and more disclosing how they treat people. But many of these companies are just kind of giving us the public relations line, and others are actually providing us real information. So there's an internship, a paid internship, starting at $20 an hour that addresses that. And then there's the opportunity to prepare yourselves for the new leadership skills required in business that align finance, human resources, sales, and marketing in a way that's not available through most colleges and universities. If you sign up for this program, you're going to see information that integrates across human resources, sales, marketing, finance, and operations, all of the elements that are necessary to engage customers and employees and supply chain partners and communities, and diverse ones at that, in our organizational goals. So these are skills that you'll be able to apply that cross a lot of the disciplines that some of you might be in at school. So moving on, phase one is the opportunities in terms of benefits include this Quality and Human Capital Award Program. It's a paid internship project where we're going to pay as many students as we can to help us identify publicly held companies that publish useful human capital reporting. This will be valuable to any of you because you'll now be able to learn the skills to assess whether companies are really providing useful information and whether you want to work for that company, whether you want to try to sell them something, whether you're a potential investor in them. We'll teach you a framework you can rapidly apply, and that's, you get paid for the training program based on worldwide standards known as International Organization for Standardization, otherwise known as ISO. And so this is an opportunity that comes in a project basis that you can do around your other work. And this is a pilot program for the summer that we hope to roll out. And then a long range plan is to actually to have a campus-based program to help promote local businesses that focus on people. So you can rapidly identify and even have a business model of making money for being able to engage high quality local businesses that you recommend, that treat people well, that treat their supply chains well, that treat the environment well, and there'll be a little a symbol that the students would be able to provide, and a business model. But that's phase two. But this is all about stakeholder capitalism. So we're not here asking for sweat equity. We want to provide business opportunities. We'll get a little bit more into stakeholder capitalism in a minute to conclude this, but I wanted to really start with the housekeeping so you can see what's involved. And it really isn't much. If you want to get joined, join, and we'll send you out after this meeting a LinkedIn, an email with this deck, and you can sign up right here. You register for free. You sign up in the academic category, it's free. And then you just be sure to include your LinkedIn page if you have one. And then upon confirmation of the information you've submitted, you'll receive a free information kit and also information about how to start with that internship opportunity that Doran mentioned. And I accidentally set this into some sort of crazy mode that was not intended. So hopefully that will stop. Anyway, what is stakeholder capitalism? And again, I'm giving this to you in a New York minute. We have 2 textbooks that cover this. And again, forgive me, I'm just watching the time. What is stakeholder capitalism? It's creating wealth for shareholders by creating value for employees, customers, supply chain partners, communities, and the environment. You're going to hear more and more about it. If you Google it, you're going to see it's talked about by the world's biggest organizations besides ISO, the Council for Inclusive Capitalism, which involves the Vatican, Business Roundtable. They changed their charter to base on stakeholder capitalism. The World Economic Forum, that's the Davos people, if you've ever heard of that big annual in-crowd event for business. McKinsey and Company, a major consulting company. Just Capital, founded by a famous hedge fund founder called John Paul Tudor Jones, or Paul Tudor Jones. And many other companies are talking about this. The Securities and Exchange Commission now requires public companies to disclose how they treat people, and they're going to be increasing those requirements. The European Union now requires disclosures on how companies treat people. More and more companies, and if you're looking for jobs, you're looking for business opportunities, scroll down to the bottom of the websites and see whether they're publishing a corporate responsibility report or a corporate sustainability report. That will give you a very good idea of how they are treating people and how committed they are to treating people. And the reason they're doing this is that 70% of customers, employees, investors, and communities want to do business with people-focused companies, according to the latest research by Just Capital, a survey of 4,000 consumers. And this is people of all political stripes. Again, this is nonpartisan. We're not affiliated with any political party, although there is now in Congress a caucus called the Stakeholder Capitalism Caucus to promote these principles to business. And our only fear is we don't want this to be a Democratic or Republican party. This is an American, this is a worldwide concept to make capitalism work for everybody. And that's what the whole movement is all about. So I'm going to go through this really quickly, but this is an introduction to what you would learn by getting part of this program and what you're going to need to learn to be part of the program, to be part of the internship, to benefit from it, because this is about the business of people. It's not the traditional HR thing. It's not the traditional sales and marketing thing. It puts business together, and it complies with worldwide standards that have been proven to achieve results in manufacturing called total quality management. It's the same process that was developed by ISO applied to people, and it creates, whether you want to go into sales, marketing, HR, finance, whether you want to be an entrepreneur, your ability to engage people, all your stakeholders, is the competitive edge for the 20th century, 21st century, I should say, and for this decade of the 2020s. And because there's an enormous financial benefit to investors, from talent recruitment, more enthusiasm, stronger market performance, all sorts of major financial advantages. Companies that are run this way outperform their competitors in the stock market. They outperform their competitors in market share. And there's just a whole bunch of research that you'll easily be able to find through the information we provide at no cost. And there are huge benefits for society, starting with maybe not being miserable when you on a Sunday night, maybe actually looking forward to going to work, maybe working at a company where you know that you're going to earn more, that they want you to grow and they want you to expand, no matter what your race, your color, your gender, because they've realized it's not just good for society. They'll make more money by having a diverse base of customers, employees, and distribution partners and communities. The bigger your market in capitalism, the more money you make. So I'm sending you these slides. You don't have to memorize any of this stuff, but this is good for business. It's good for society. And essentially what you're going to learn from all of this, from this program is, and again, I have no idea what I unleashed here on you. This was not set up for this, and I don't have time to go in and change the settings. But what you need to know about stakeholder capitalism, and you're going to learn about it, that this is a business, yikes, that works better than this. And essentially, it's a strategic approach to people management that only 20% of companies actually do. If you can learn this, these processes, and this thing has been completely unleashed now, you'll have a competitive advantage because this all affects the bottom line. It's a strategic approach that affects the organization's bottom line. And so what's missing from management and what you're going to learn is a strategic and systematic approach that aligns purpose across the organization. And the process that you're going to learn were developed as early as 2008 by multiple organizations, ISO and ours, that you can start applying and learning about in your own investment. Some of you are interested in ESG. We're going to teach you how to go find companies that are better to invest in, better to work for. And these use the exact same processes of, holy cow, total quality management. I just went through this whole presentation, folks, before this, and it was all set. Anyway, this integrates and aligns all the things that companies do, and that you're going to want to be experts in as you grow. It's assessment, leadership, recruitment. These are the toolkits. Whether you're an ESG, you want to understand, whether you're an investor, you want to understand how companies are doing these things, whether you want to go into HR, sales, or marketing, you want to have a sense of how to strategically align business activities the way it was accomplished in quality management. You want to have a clear human capital dashboard, and that explains, my gosh, I'm sorry, that explains exactly the metrics of the company and how these are the clear metrics that you can run your company by, that you'll learn by joining this program. Finally, we'll teach you case studies of companies and how they've done it, and share with you famous companies that you'd want to work for that really care about people. And there are many, many more. And you'll help us find them if you become part of our internship program. So That's a lot to cover about a field that we've written a 400-page book about, and that could encompass a whole semester class, and certainly a 1-hour introductory course. But you'll get all of this information, everything but the books we can provide for free online, and then you can learn it on demand and put yourself to sleep at night or exercise to learn these principles. And then if you'll get them and paid for them if you will get paid to learn them if you are part of the internship program. So once again, you have to join, and here it is again, how to join. In the registration form, address field, be sure to include the name of your school instead of the company. It mentions that. Select the academic category so you get the free membership because most of the memberships are paid. Be sure to include your LinkedIn page if you have one, where the website is. You'll see where it says right there, your LinkedIn page. You will receive a formal acceptance in the program. And again, as long as you're in school, you will get acceptance within about 3 business days. And once you get that, that'll include all of your kit, a little membership kit. It will include the webinars that you can attend, a list of all the training programs that you can access. You'll be in our e-newsletter, so we'll be sending you a free e-newsletter each week. We'll have programs where you can meet businesses. And of course, once you've gotten that acceptance, if you're interested in the internship program, you forward that acceptance to Dorian with your CV, a writing sample, or your LinkedIn page if it's up to date, a writing sample and a short email explaining why you're interested. And Dorian, there might be one requirement that you're going to also add when I turn it back over to you in a minute. And then if you don't get accepted in this first one, don't discourage, because this is just a pilot program. We're going to be testing this concept over the summer. And then we hope to roll it out. And this is an ongoing award program. So the irony is the students of America and hopefully the world will help us identify the companies that are sincere about the way they manage people and sincere about how they disclose it, so that you as investors, employees, customers, distribution and supply chain partners, and communities can know whether these are companies or organizations you want to do business with. So Dorian, that was it in a New York minute. I hope that wasn't too overwhelming.
No, I think that's great. This is an overview, and here are a couple of quick things. If you have any questions, put them in the chat room. One question was, when would this start? We estimate that this will start in the second week of July. It's summertime. We want to take a break too. And those of you who are finishing the Wall Street Diversity Accelerator, yours ends at the end of June. So we give you some time off, and then we'll start in July. The starting rate will be $20 an hour. That's because we're going to ask you a lot, since there's a pilot program, to tell us what you're doing, how you're doing it. And we're going to ask you to document that, because you're building something. You're creating this with us. And it can scale up based upon your qualifications, how good a job you do. Do we have you supervising other people doing it or training other people to do this work, and go on from there. We expect to be doing this during the fall semester as well. So this will be ongoing. You're getting up to speed this summer to be able to continue in the fall. If you have some questions, put them in the chat room. We're looking forward to getting any questions from you if you have them. We're going to train you, so you don't have to do that. You're getting a lot of free stuff just by being a member. And you are also getting the opportunity to learn. Let me take a minute and tell you how important this is. Right now, one of the hottest subject areas in the investment industry is ESG, environmental social governance. Some of you have had, you had someone from Ariel Capital Management talking about that. You were going to meet Valerie Grant. She's going to talk about that. DEI and ESG. And we're looking at both of those things. But the difference is we are reading the reports ourselves, going through the reports ourselves, and evaluating the reports ourselves. Instead of looking at financial statements and doing financial metrics, we're going through other statements and doing a quality of management metric. That's what we're doing. So you're on the ground floor. You're not being told at the end. You're being part of the beginning. And you get to put this on your resume. And I assure you that ESG managers and other impact investors and others in the industry will ask you, what was this all about? And you'll be able to tell them. How many companies did you look at? You'll be able to tell them. What did you find when you did the research? and you'll be able to tell them. And that makes you a more interesting analyst or portfolio manager than anyone else, than someone else. So, um, so that's basically it. Any other
Dorian,
questions?
I was going to say, besides questions, I, like a dummy, didn't set up a poll, and more people attended than we thought. So it'd be very interesting, folks. If you don't have any questions, just before you sign out, put in the chat whether you think stakeholder capitalism is an exciting proposition, and if so, are you interested in learning more, or just tell us whether you think it's interesting and sign up if you want.
Yeah, just put it in the chat. You could exactly. You could just put it in the chat room and say, "I'm interested. Please send me more information." That's an easy way of doing it.
Well, the best thing actually, Dorian, I'll correct you on that, is sign up. We told you how to sign up, and then it takes you just a couple of minutes. And so those of you who want to learn more, like Christopher, actually, please just go to the link that we've sent you, register, and we'll get you going right away. That's the best way to do it.
Now, Chris West is I'm delighted to see some of the people in the chat room. Chris West is a professional at Harbor Vest.
Oh,
He's a native of New Orleans. He's on the advisory board of Wall Street Advantage, and he's in the private equity world. So I'm glad that he took the time to learn about this, and he'll be giving us insight and advice as well. Parish Patel, if I'm not mistaken, you're not an intern. You're actually in the industry, correct? You can type that in there. But he's interested in learning more about this as well. So we have a mix of industry people as well as possible interns here. So we'd be very happy to do this. Damari Johnson is a Wall Street. I feel like I'm on Romper Room now, for those of you old enough to remember that. Damari Johnson is a Babson student. He's a Wall Street Advantage intern, and he says he's very interested. So he's going to get more information about this as well and be part of this particular effort. And Paresh, we will contact you to get an investor's perspective as to what your thoughts are and what you think about how we can best do this and implement this and execute this. Anyone else? Feel free. I may not have Paresh. I may not have your phone numbers and your email. I think I have your email, but not your phone number. So if you can just type it into me directly. One question is, how do hours work around classes, especially going into the fall semester? Great question, Danielle.
Let me, and we have that's also from Kaylana, so we can kill two birds with one stone.
Bruce, I'll let you answer that one.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but Kaylana also has a question here, the same one kind of. First off, you do not need to be in the summer program to be considered for the fall, number one. Number two, this is specifically designed for you students. We have a phone number there for you, Dorian.
Yep.
To work around your classes. I have 3 kids who've all recently gone through college. We get it. This will be project work. You'll have plenty of time to do it. You'll have very clear instructions and people to help you along the way, and it will never interfere with your work or play time. It's work you could do at 3 in the morning, although we don't encourage that.
That's it.
That's it on questions, I think.
Well, that's the answer to that particular question. And that's one thing that we find exciting about this is that it fits in with your schedule. We will give you work to do, and we'll give you a time period with when to do it, and then you schedule it in and you factor it in. I remember being a broke college student. I had 3 jobs, and you just have to find things that work around the hours and work around your classes. So we designed this to be flexible with your class schedule. Let me add that we have also been very successful at helping students get academic credit for their work. So we'll be talking down the road about how you can do this work or how you can do other work with Omni Wall Street Advantage that allows you to get academic credit for essentially building your resume and improving your career options.
Yeah, by the way, these students will be listed that are involved with the project will be listed. Our job is to help you succeed, and we have a very selfish motive. America is lacking management that understands these principles. We're talking about stakeholder capitalism. Google it, folks. You're going to see the world's leaders, but how do you implement it? How do you make it work at the practical level? How do you have a HR talking to sales, talking to marketing, breaking down the silos, having us aligned? It's not taught in schools, as you all know. So you are at the forefront of an enormous opportunity. And we're going to teach you how to find companies that you're going to want to work for because they care about people and they want to grow through you instead of from you, like some companies.
Yeah. So maybe Paresh, it's at some point you could tell the students how this will help them leapfrog because they're doing something that others aren't. They're on the cusp of a new opportunity or a wave of a new opportunity, and they're doing something that others aren't. That's our thinking, and we hope that some of you share that with us. Okay, and Paresh is typing in yes, so he agrees. So that's industry confirmation of what we're doing here. So we're pretty excited about this. Well, I love ending meetings early. So we've got 30 more minutes, but we're not going to take 30 minutes. We're going to end this in 2 minutes and just be in touch with you. Feel free to add any other questions that you have, any final questions or final thoughts.
Looks like we're good, and we love to end early. Again, we're going to provide you plenty of information once you sign up, folks. You'll have, and again, you'll be able to learn it on your schedule. Everything's on demand. Either you can read it or you can listen to it in videos while you're doing other things.
Right. We will ask someone here to participate in the next one that we do for the students that are part of the Intentional Endowment Network. Those are mostly MBA students and others that are interested in this because they're ESG investors. But you're ahead of the MBA students right now because you know about it before they do, and you can sign up before they do. So welcome aboard. All right. Bruce,
Thank
any
you,
last
Dorian.
words?
Well, no, thank all of you for attending. We have a terrific turnout. Dorian, thanks so much. And we'll be following up with all of you who register. We promise you that.
There you go. Thank you again. Bye.
Bye.